like disgusting little goblins. You operate all in the dark. You lie. It's you lie like some people breathe. Genuinely, these people lie like I breathe. It's just like their lungs expand and a lie comes out.
So I want to do this video, I really hesitated to do the video, this is not about Candace Owen. I'm just using certain talking points she's gonna address in this short video. Hopefully I can get the message straight because I didn't prepare on anything. I'm just gonna...
Everyone knows who these neocons are, who want to keep Americans drummed up, go to war. These people who can't fight the wars, they cry when someone points out accurately that they're clinically obese. They can't fight the wars, but you're...
Okay, now she's talking about this bullshit about like the Democrats and all that. They do that all the time, when they're...
need to be involved and be...
Yeah, well, that's the point that I want to address.
Stupid. We don't need to be involved in Bibi Netanyahu's Middle East...
Okay, see, you hear this bullshit about this Bibi, whatever the fuck. Now, these talking points this is what I have the problem with. And I have another video with I believe he's an American. He's going to explain it way better than I can. Now let's repeat what she's saying here to better understand.
But your sons and daughters better fight the wars, guys. God forbid you have a person on a platform telling you, no, this is stupid. We don't need to be involved.
Okay, the one thing about like trying to blame, I mean, listen, these Westerners have such a capacity. I mean, I just said it on my Twitter, like they're expert at like blame shifting. And so as you can see, like they're talking from a standpoint of these soldiers, they don't have like free will. So whatever the politician says, whatever the president says, they will just go along with it. Now, I want to say something about like American soldiers specifically, but that's too radical. I mean, this topic is so controversial. I really I hesitated to do the video. And the reason I don't want to talk about the Palestinian conflict is just like every day there's a new thing. And if I just focus on that, I can't talk about anything else. Now she's talking like they got no free will. These soldiers, this army. It's like they're just robots. But let's continue.
And Bibi Netanyahu's Middle East BS and expansion policies. Okay.
Expansion of what? Can you tell us, Candace, what's the expansion of what exactly? Now, my point, like, just to put it simply, Israel is not a different country. You gotta stop talking about it like it's a different government. It's American colony, just like Alaska. Okay, Alaska is not part of the what is called the mainland. Right? It's a little bit too far, right? From it's north of Canada, right? But that's the same thing. Why is it different for you to understand that Israel is part of the U.S. government, and the idea that they're just controlled and all that? This is what the reason I want to do the video.
They don't have the people, so they want you to be the people that go die for it, and they're trying to marry you to those ideas.
Okay, but see, but nobody is forcing nobody, and this is why I say they will never take responsibility for anything. They don't want to apologize. They don't admit. They don't want. They blame shift, etc. Now I'm talking too much, and we barely covered the first video.
In the classroom, on podcasts, via the media, and because their relationship and your trust in the media has been fractured, they now have to work on trying to fracture your trust in people like me and Tucker Carlson.
Okay, you're also paid. You were working for the Daily Wire. I mean, listen, you're not gonna get away with it.
You all sicken me. I'm done with the hit pieces. I'm done with you coming after my family. Leave us the F alone. I'm not going to be leaving you alone. I'm done. I'm just so... Look at your country. Is your country cleaner? Is your country better for having fought Israel's wars for decades?
Okay, well, see that's the same talking point. See, these so-called alternative media, they're just full of shit. Just like the CNN and Fox News and mainstream media. They're the same thing. They take a different kind of like a position, but pretty much is the same thing. It's the same imperialist mindset. It's the same colonialist mindset. And it's sad because this is a black woman, and the history of African Americans. We don't have to go through the history, but like the West is like a cancer, right? It's like a virus. Anybody will get close to it, get infected, and you can be the most like persecuted and the most like degraded group of human beings, right? And somehow they give you a little bit of money, and all of a sudden you become like aligning with the masters and aligning with because that's what she's doing here, you know.
Those wars for decades. Oh, that's anti-Semitic. I know, RFK Jr.
Okay, my point is this shit has nothing to do with Israel. See, that's just the point. And this is a 2009 interview, so this is before October 7th. And I want you to pay attention to the same talking point. Actually, nothing's changed. You think that's something have changed, or like there's
It's the Israelis.
Okay. The grudge is not necessarily a grudge. It's an objective assessment that no one will have the courage to speak about. This may be you don't want to hear. I don't know. And I certainly don't want to hurt you on your show. You have one of the best. You're fair. But I believe that Israel has a powerful stranglehold on the American government.
This is my point. This is the point of this video. Is because these talking points have actually never changed. Like, why American are they never want to take responsibility for what they do? Like, why? I mean, you commit the crime, you give them the money, you fund them, you give them the weapons, you give them the missiles, the goddamn fucking guns, the grenade, the missile launcher, the intelligence. I mean, even like half of the Israelis are like have double nationality with America. And this is weird. Like I told you, this talking point, like they never change it. And this idea of like the American are controlled by these so-called state of Israel is it's just nonsense.
They control both members of the House and the Senate. They have us involved in wars of which we have little or no interest.
See, this is the blame shifter I'm talking about. They got us involved. Like, I don't know if this is like intentional, or this is just like counterintelligence, or this is just, you know, propaganda. I mean, I think it's a combination of all that. But the fact that you do something, right, and then you blame, you know, this fictional state that doesn't exist, right? And the reality is, like, if you just trying to be honest with yourself, it's like, why that specific colonial project? The only well, it's not really a country, because that it's like you're muddying the waters, you know, when you say it's a country. But hey, listen, they could pick any other fucking place. They could pick the motherfucking Singapore or Malaysia or Senegal or Mali or Congo or Zimbabwe or Chile or Peru. They could pick any other country to be their greatest ally, right? But why does it have to be this one illegal, colonial, imperialist, racist regime in the Middle East? Why? Have you ever asked the question?
Our children are coming back in body bags. Our nation is bankrupt over these wars. And if you open your mouth, you get targeted. And if they don't beat you at the poll, they'll put you in prison. They're controlling much of our foreign policy.
But see, that's the bullshit. It's like, these control, ain't nobody controls, sir. Nobody controlling nobody. You gotta stop with the bullshit. And the reason I want to do it like a video about it is because it's so outrageous, you know. And people listen to that, and it makes sense, right? And I understand, if you're American, you're like, it cannot possibly be me, right? Or my government. See, we are good people. We are decent. It's very hard to, you know, I understand why the defensiveness, you know. Nobody want to believe they're committing a genocide, right? And killing like 60,000 people in 1 year, right? That's not something that you want to like admit that you're doing. But the reality is that nobody is controlling the most powerful government in the world.
They're influencing much of our domestic policy. Wolfowitz, as Undersecretary of Defense, manipulated President Bush #2
nobody is getting manipulated. Nobody having any influence. Okay, this is just manufactured lies, propaganda, blame shifting. Evading from taking responsibility for what you do. Listen, if you can influence the United States government, why Israel doesn't influence or control the Palestinian government? Will that make more sense? Isn't that better? Right? Think about it. They're close to, okay, here's Israel and here's Palestine. Okay. They're close, they're neighbors, right? It makes more sense to control that government. It's a small government. They don't have an army, they don't have a control, they don't have a navy, they don't have missiles, they don't have control over the borders. I mean, it's like a concentration camp, and they do have like an official Palestinian authority. It's way easier to just control their government, right? Or you might say, well, they are illegally occupied, and I agree, and they're resistant. Yeah, that could possibly be the case. Okay, well, why not control Iraq and Syria and Yemen and Egypt? Okay, those are less powerful governments compared to the United States. Why, right? Why not do that? Why do you have to go all the way to the United States, control that government, and then have them, enable you to commit a genocide? That shit makes no sense. It makes no sense. The logistics of the entire operation makes no sense. And that's why I say it's the same country. There's no difference between, we're talking about the same government, the same people, the same country. Maybe it's just like, okay, it's a Jewish brigade. Motherfucker, like half of them are atheist Jews. Okay, so to me, like, makes no fucking sense. Now, I've been talking too much. Let's just jump. This guy actually explained it very well. And I'm just gonna play the video, I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. And
Israel's our greatest ally. Well, what has Israel done for us?
Everything Israel does, they did for us. The whole point of Israel is it is our tool to commit crimes with. Nobody can blame us for genocide. No one can blame us for propping up the military-industrial complex and justifying endless wars in the Middle East, because Israel's doing it, and we are just protecting our ally. That is the whole lie. Every evil thing Israel does, they do for us. It is what we want. It is who America is. America kills 1 million Iraqis for no fucking reason. Right? America does that, but we need the justification of Israel. That's why Benjamin.
Exactly. That's what I said in the beginning when I was talking about Candace. I said the same thing. I can't remember if I said this, but like Iraq, you said the same thing. You went and killed 1 million Iraqi and another 1 million of wounded, and never mind the all the other emotionally traumatized people and all that. Never mind that. But then now, after all these years, you want to come up with this idea that it was not America. It was America, but it was because they were hypnotized by the Jews, right? And see, this is where it becomes like disingenuous.
Netanyahu comes and tells our Congress we must do it. Okay, so we got to quit pretending. We got to quit pretending like. What are they doing for us? Their whole existence is for us. They are a tool we use to commit crimes. And because they're doing it, we don't get blamed for it, but they are absolutely our crimes. And our military-industrial complex is completely propped up by Israeli war crimes. Trump gave them $16 billion, right? And that money comes right back into American pockets. That is the whole fucking scheme, right? That's the whole Ponzi scheme. We give you money, you give it to the contractors, all of a sudden Americans are happy and people are dead. They are a tool of American evil, nothing else. Love y'all. Stay.
Yeah, so the guy, he explained it very well. Me, English is not my first language, so sometimes I struggle too. And that's why I keep talking too much. But the thing, it's like even when you say APAC, see that money, it's going into the media organization. Okay, when they gave these political public affair committees, when they send the money, when they give the money to the politician, they spend it on media organization run by American people. They're not run by Jews. Stop the fucking bullshit. It's American media organization responsible to do the campaign for the election or the whatever they have going on. most of that, right? Most of that money stay also for the military, for the defense sector. When it's like let's say they give like 60 billion or 70 billions to Ukraine. Well, most of that money, it stays in America. It doesn't go to Ukraine. It's Raytheon, it's General Motors, it's Lockheed Martin. That's who keeps the money, most of it, not all of it, not 100%, but you get the point, right? Take responsibility for what you do. That's my message to you. It's very hard, like I said, you're gonna get defensive, but if you look into it, you probably agree or disagree. If you disagree, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and like, share, subscribe, all that, and see you next time.